Oh, damn it.
Yeah, no. I'm feeling it though. That's what my heart is feeling like right now.
Hey, everybody. Good show.
Goddamn right.
Oh, wow. The stuff was coming in.
Goddamn right.
That's
You
it.
know what I heard? I heard somebody talking
Not-
shit saying that it wasn't a good show, and I said, okay.
Not even gonna try.
What?
Not even gonna try for the song.
No.
Look,
no,
Justin, do you see how fucking tight that earbud is? That earbud is fucking stretched razor thin margins. You could fucking play it like a Stradivarius right now. That's how fucking tight that shit is.
Yeah, we have a very booked December coming up. I have already been talking with Mike about how we can get him on the show and when the best times for him and for us are. And so maybe it will be next week. Maybe it will be very early January. So
Juggling.
yeah, juggling some stuff.
We're juggling.
I'm actually 100% down with what if Santa can't make it. I mean, he's very busy giving presents to everybody and all.
Yep.
But like a Santa visit in January, I wonder what Santa's like after the deadline crunch. I want to see if he's burned out as everybody else I would imagine in that situation.
Are we talking about the same mic?
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm talking about Santa. I'm saying
He's talking about Nick
if-
Nick Kringle.
Yeah,
Nicholas
Saint Nick.
Chris Kringle.
Saint Nick. Chris.
Yeah. Saint Nick. Gotcha.
Chrissy. Chris Crossan.
Yeah. I mean, however we get Santa here, as long as we get him here.
I'm just saying.
So I was
let's
mentioning-
not.
Did I say Santa? I did mean Mike.
No. My mind is drifting to whether or not
To
we'll
Santa.
be able to get Santa.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. We're talking about Mike TV. Bryce,
Yes.
you were talking about Mike TV.
And I was talking about
But
Santa.
then,
I'm talking
and now
about
we're talking about Santa.
guests
Brian
in
immediately
general.
went on a totally separate thing about Santa that
That's right.
seemed to be exactly in line with what the conversation was.
Love it.
Yes, I did the totally
Okay.
different thing of talking
Gotcha.
about.
I just want to know where my mind is.
Man. All right, let's take a look at Showbot. NightAttack.showbot.tv. And let's take a look at some of the top.
Dragons are the tits.
Like dragons are the tits. Gorsh. Also, it was Diamond Club Day. It was the 9th anniversary of Diamond Club Day. That
Oh
was
my
the
God.
number one.
Oh my God! By the way, I didn't mention last week, but I just wanted to say that one of the biggest things that I was very, very happy about with Raise the Dead was that a podcast that had that amount of effort and polish put into it ended with a Diamond Club tag. I made sure to put the Diamond Club tag
Oh,
at
that's
the end
amazing.
of every episode. So I want anybody who is listening to understand that is our pirate fucking flag, and I was very, very, very sure to put it at the end of every single fucking episode of Raise the Dead.
I had no idea that you were going to do that, and I am deeply honored. That is awesome.
So your
awesome.
laugh
Yeah.
is at the end of every episode of Raise the Dead. That is the last thing people hear.
Oh, that's so great.
Some of our other titles: Mommification, Too Horny for Science, Movies of People Hugging, FetLife High Road, You Have My Full Permission, Booby Booby Booby. Booby Booby
You're a
Booby.
dog, but with a human dick.
Freaking Croatian.
I'm so glad that we had firm answers to all three, for the mummy, the werewolf, and the vampire.
Blood
A
stores
no
equals
fat
sounds.
fair market.
Chakra, not Sharkra.
Sharkra.
I'm putting in a vote for U.S. Treasury yield curve meetup.
I was gonna click that one already. I think that was very funny.
Sometimes laughs turn to boners.
See, nothing but dad jokes.
My
Got
pegging Sue.
a lot of
My
titties
pegging
to-
Sue.
Pegging Sue.
Pegging Sue. A pegging Sue.
Eleanor Kennedy don't want no scrubs. That was Bryce. Fucking Bryce dropping a no scrubs reference and then the very under-remembered return of no pigeons.
Shout out to the What a Time podcast. They were breaking some of that stuff down this week. No pigeons. It was a graveyard smash. It was pretty fun. We really did. It really did end up being a very scary Christmas with.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Stop trying to make it a thing.
I don't
it's
even.
not.
All right, let's go with the top. See what the top votes won. Dragons Are the Tits is by far 6-3 the top vote. Number one, Croatia is also very funny. Brian, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'm gonna post a tweet in the chat,
okay,
and suggest that if anybody wants to say, get yourself a partner that looks at you the way Bryce looks at that soundboard, because I think dragons are. Oh shoot. U.S. Treasury yield curve meetup is probably not a very clickable. Like you're not gonna want. I think sometimes the laughs turn to boners would be better.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
because that conveys that it's a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
I think people know. All right. Thank you to 74HC and everyone who's been show titles using the Bang S command. I know you're on Twitter, but if you guys can talk to each other for a few minutes.
No, but seriously, before you do, just click that. Just click into that tweet.
Just the one that I saw earlier?
Yeah, but you're going to be showing it to other people now.
Okay.
But like, look at that.
It kind of got me a sleepy look. Kind of got us a little sleepy look on my
Well,
face.
yeah. I mean, you've been going for 4 hours. You've been doing you've been practicing tantra.
Like Sting.
That is. Those are fucking bedroom eyes to that.
No, it's a closed water bottle, and B, it's been moved. This photo's old. All right. There you go. Twitter.com/Twitter, everybody. I'm going to write an email.
Twitter.com/Twitter.
No, I said Schwood. Schwood, it's his fucking thing.
I think I heard Twitter.com.
Oh goddamn! Oh man! Hey, by the way, if we're starting to sound like hyenas and jackals, it's because boy, oh boy, did Justin and I both have. I guess all three. We talked about this. All three of us had a day, and now we did it. We done did it. We dig dog, did it.
Big old honking episode. So I'm glad everybody hopefully enjoyed it. That was good, man. Turns out when you can actually hear each other without any kind of ducking, there's a lot of opportunity for comedy.
And it's only going to get better, man. That's the part that blows my mind. We're just going to get happier and happier with the whole thing.
Fuck yes.
Oh, by the way, Mitsula, thank you very, very much. Mitsula sent to us a diamond-shaped decanter. So it's got this board that holds it up, and it's just a diamond decanter. That's going to live here. I can't wait for you to see all of the little upgrades. Man, I can't wait for you to come out.
Do we have a re-up on the cigar stash for my trip in a week?
We have a fair number of cigars.
Good. Maribar, who by the way is my new agent. I would like to introduce everybody to my new agent, Merrill Barr, who you can listen to an interview that I did with Merrill on his podcast, Word Tetris, about the writing of Raise the Dead. Asks, is the Raise the Dead audiobook out yet? No, it is not out yet. It will likely be out next week. I got to do a few more. I decided I wanted to take a few things out and move them to the end of the audiobook. So I still got to do a little bit more editing, but it'll be out hopefully by the time that episode 3 comes out on a week from today. But yeah, I'm excited for people to listen to it because The Irishman came out and everybody's watching that goddamn movie. And as it turns out, the bonus episode that you need to buy the audiobook to get the fucking episode deals all with the shit that's in The Irishman. So
all of the mob stuff.
all the mob shit, baby.
Mob
Did
shit.
you listen to that episode? Did I give you that episode,
No.
or was that? Yeah, you didn't even have that one.
No. Yeah.
That's a pretty good one too. I had to work on that one a lot because
Dude, I'm so excited to. I feel like the big push is going to be around episode 3 because at that point I think they're into the story, and then that's when you want to start asking people to spread the word. Like asking people to spread the word on episode 1 is weird, and you haven't really earned that yet. Whereas I think you'll be able to do it around episode 3.
yeah, well, and really the secret sauce is that I'm releasing episodes 4 and 5 on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, which is a totally empty day for podcasts. And if you are into this show or are like you have dead time around that time, which by the way everybody fucking does because nothing's operating.
But wait, what I was really hoping is all my favorite podcasts would play banked episodes from months before.
I mean, just saying there's a whole super hot, well-researched, well-produced podcast waiting right there for you. And just when you're all horned up for it, you can tell all your political friends, as everybody talks about political shit, about all the fucking issues that are going to be happening over the next year. So that's the hope. But yeah, hopefully people dig it.
Since the show's over, assuming there's no sensitive information on the monitor, I want to turn the camera around and show you the new setup, Justin.
Yeah.
We originally had just 2 monitors. I could either see the program, or if I looked over, I could see kind of what Bryce was prepping on the display monitor. But there was no constant connection as far as being able to see whoever was on Skype. But now, look at this. We just bought another splitter and another monitor.
Yep.
And I put rather than everything being set out on other structures, it's all just in this column. Look at this.
All right, so he's going to the camera. He's panning the camera. The camera's there we go. He's pulling it back a little bit. It was a little tight. It's one of our wider lenses, but it's a little tight.
Hey!
There you go. So the bottom monitor there, where Justin is at, that is a new addition to the setup. It's a BenQ brand cheapo thing. Looks great. Low, very small bezel. Temperature's really good. The center monitor there is a media computer. That's the stuff I'm prepping. And then the top monitor is a confidence program monitor, so Brian can see exactly what's going out on the stream.
That's also how I read the chat.
It's also how he reads the chat. And then I've got 5 monitors over here on my side and a new mixing board.
Look at that. I'm sorry. I just saw here in the chat, Curtis the Rock just said the Gen word, which I know is him saying to the Gen word, as in like I've heard you and I agree with you, but all I read was the Gen word.
The Gen word. Oh, okay. And she gets a Gen word pass.
Does she?
Well,
I mean, that's her word.
it's her word.
It is her word. It is her word.
No, man, I'm really excited at how all this is coming together as far as the studio side of things.
Fucking A, man. No, looks great. And I think our shot looks great. I think that it turns out building your own fucking studio is paying off.
We were talking about our next mini boss is because to light me, we have these soft boxes, but they bleed out to the background that sort of washes it out a bit. So
yeah,
just for grinsies, imagine I'm well lit, like now, maybe with a little bit more of a halo to draw out my thing. But I'm gonna turn these off, and we can see how much cooler the background looks when it's not really getting hit.
All right. So Brian is now turning off his light so you can just see the soft glow of
they're aimed in such a way that they don't do that. Yeah. So it'd be probably closer to that. So, Yeah, it looks darker. The background looks darker without the lights on it. To
Yeah.
all of our audio folks, but yeah. So I might start messing around with that next week with Justin in town. Still not sure. Next week's very busy. We are doing at least 3, possibly 4 episodes of Night Attack. Not sure how many of them, other than the Tuesday, are going to be live. Or if we're just going to run them as live on the Tuesdays. So
Yeah, I would say do not count
yeah,
on anything being live other than Tuesday. That would be my guess. Just because we're juggling
there's a
a
lot
lot,
of weird time stuff
and
that we're working
also
on.
we are going to be banking. I only have X amount of time there, and to be totally honest, uh, so I booked these flights last week.
Mhm.
And I will fully admit that I was in my cups when I did it.
Uh-oh.
So I was watching Knives Out, or about to watch Knives Out with Ashley, and we were talking about me. A trailer for Rise of Skywalker came on, and I was like, "Oh, you want to know what I figured out today? Get this, it's gonna be hilarious. I'm flying in from Austin at I'm flying out of Austin late, like 5 o'clock Thursday.
Uh-huh.
I connect in Arizona, and then I go back home, and I will not be going back home. I'll literally just be meeting you at the theater to go see Rise of Skywalker at midnight.
Oh wow.
Because we weren't able to get earlier tickets, thank fucking God, as it turns out.
Yeah.
We have midnight tickets for Rise of Skywalker, so we're going to see Rise of Skywalker. Then we're going to go to sleep, get up, and go to Columbus for Christmas. Like the next day, I am getting up and going on another plane to Ohio for the next 4 days for Christmas.
Was this well received when you pointed it out?
I didn't fuck anything up, which in my relationship means we'll deal with it. me cutting shit close, me fucking stuff up. Like it's a pre-auth for you ruined going to see Star Wars, but I think we'll make it. I think we'll be okay. Because it's not that's not crazy holiday travel.
No, not insane. Hey, I'm actually good to hang around a bit longer, but I was wanting to refresh this this beverage. Bryce, would you like anything? Or
No, I just got a new bottle of water, so I'm good. Thank you.
That's vodka. We all know it.
That's right.
Justin, would you like something?
Yeah. Just go ahead and open a beer, and I'll get it next.
Yeah. Hey, Juice.
Sup, Holmes?
Whew, what a day. What a day.
Yeah, dude. You fucking so on a scale from like 1 to 50, I feel like you're at a 55 with this board.
It's great. It is like legitimately the board you would put in like a big, like, when we were at the North Door for South by this year, their board is not this big or this feature rich. And they are a live music venue.
They're a live venue. Yeah.
Yeah. And it helps us a lot digitally in ways that the old analog mixer wouldn't do. People who are listening might be able to hear a little bit more compression, much better and more specific gating. Also hopefully less room echoing from people speaking and then their own voice coming out of the monitors, and then that causes the noise to sort of ring around and create echo. Yeah. Listening just a bit on my AirPods, it sounds really clean.
It sounded buttery from my perspective, and if everybody's able to hear me, then good God, what a fucking blessing.
Yeah. And shout out to Trey Warren. Thank you for kind of pointing me in the X32 direction. Trey has a I don't know if it's the producer version or the compact version. He's got it rack mounted, and he let me see his and mess around with his. And if you would like to play with the big one, Trey, please text me because I think I got a handle on how it works now.
I'll tell you what, I think if you'd like to play with the big one, probably has more subscribers than Boris Johnson on February.
Big Voice Jay says, fun fact, one of the NFL's radio networks uses that exact board. Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I'd say this is a very techie, sort of nerdy thing, but I'm excited that I figured it out before the show because it gave us a lot of control. So for people who don't know, with audio routing, this thing is connected to our switching computer. It lets you send and receive up to 32 tracks of audio, which is a lot of audio. And I think for a lot of people, they either expect this to go into a recording piece of software like Pro Tools, Logic, Ableton, Premiere, something, or they just know that there's a computer and they need to get audio out of the computer. So they kind of have two sort of settings, right? They've got the 2 in, 2 out, which is just like, hey, here's a left, right, here's stereo in, here's stereo out. Or you can go all the way up to the 32 in, 32 out, which is for you turn on the software and it finds everything.
Yeah.
And so I was not sure if it would actually be able to solve our thing of wanting virtual inputs. We've been using Voicemeeter for a little while to split out some of the audio sources in the switching computer, but we haven't had any controls for it. And if someone needs this help, I can go into more detail later. Email the show, mail@nightattack.tv. But I was able to rig up the ASIO, which is like a sort of standard sound driver, so that still going through Voicemeeter, we could create in Voicemeter like a surround sound, basically signal. But instead of it being left, right, center, back left, back right, whatever, it's it's a bunch of stereo channels. So I wasn't sure we could do it. I had not seen anyone online say that they could do it. And I'm really super excited that we could do it.
So how does it feel to be that man that is telling the internet, indeed, you can do it?
It feels like a big old applause.
Now all we gotta do is get the fucking Yes song queued up.
I know. I need to actually let me do that. Brian just walked in, so I think I know where I have it online. Hey Brian, welcome back.
Well, then how about this? You and Brian talk to each other for 5 seconds. I'm gonna top off my wine.
Absolutely. Hey Brian. Brushwood.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Sorry. Merrill Barr is teasing me because he thinks I'm late to the cats are gonna make money thing.
Oh yeah. He was saying to pull up the Cord Killers clip where he said, I guess, the same version of that a long time ago.
Yeah, no, hey man, look, it turns out truth is truth. Don't matter who speaks it. Look, it's not a contest. Man. So tomorrow we got a lot of ads to shoot. I was just texting. Right? Yeah. I mean, I think we might, turns out a lot of businesses want their advertisements in gift giving days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like you guys got a couple hours booked out.
Yeah. I think there's like 4 or 5 ads that we hope to be able to shoot tomorrow.
Wowza. And the holidays are coming up. People want to get ahead of stuff. So
yeah, timing matters or whatever.
Yeah.
Also,
what's up?
I forgot how weird it was the first time we did a cigar related episode on Montorogue. Yep. Like I forgot about the backlash until we did the most recent episode. We did an unboxing for a Cigar of the Month Club thing. Basically, it was an excuse for us to see how much we had retained from the first time we did a cigar episode. Yeah. But
chooch.
We didn't want to be a chooch. But man, some people really, really don't like cigars, and that's cool for those people, I guess. But it's so funny because like they have preconceived notions that there's that inherent to it, and then they try to figure out how to justify that and then it doesn't happen to match science because look, I mean, all things being equal, smoking, doing everything healthy is better than not doing everything healthy, but the FDA kind of did a study that said if you're smoking less than 2 cigars a day, there's the number of cancer risk increases of all varieties is basically within the margin of error. So they're all like, we can't really let you have it on that one.
I guess, at that point, it's like either you start off the videos like that, or like you're not gonna win people over. You're not gonna win every person who's got to say
plus
this
also
stuff.
it's like I don't want to go down.
That's also the point of the brand, right? Like the Modern Rogue brand is like kind of boy shit. Well, and like also if you want to have a real conversation, then we can have a real conversation. But part of the Modern Rogue brand is, hey, bro, raise up off my nuts.
Well, and plus also like if we're gonna play the healthy moral outrage game, where was that when we were putting gasoline in our fucking mouths, burning fucking gasoline on fire in our fucking mouths? It's like
but I will say, like, all the fire eating stuff is predicated with people
don't do it at home.
Or people don't know, but what you do provide is like, hey, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm a professional. I wrote the book on it. And with cigars stuff, it's that all that stuff, all the science and FDA stuff you just mentioned goes unsaid in the videos. And so it's
I think in both of the videos
so does the fucking science on cirrhosis of the liver in all of the booze videos, right? Because not every vice needs to be explained the downside of it.
Right. Well, and I think it's just cigar smoking is a smaller, less accepted thing. Like I think that somebody of the age of 17 knows that eventually they'll be 21 and probably will engage in drinking, so they might as well learn about whiskey now. Whereas that same person might think, well, I'll never have a cigar, and then little bursts of the moral outrage come out.
Maybe. I mean, cigar smoking is definitely not. I don't know what the circ on Cigar Aficionado is these days compared to back in the 70s or 80s, but it still is a thing. I mean, cigarette smoking is still a thing. But cigarette smoking is something that is a habitual habit. Like, unless you are smoking 3 or 4 cigars a day, cigars are not. They're a treat.
Yeah, I think Truth V7 in the chat has the right of it, where ultimately what they won't say is, I hate the smell of cigars, but that's what causes the visceral reaction. And then after the fact, you seek, a reason to be outraged.
Well, no, I also think that part of it is an ignorance on exactly what happens when you smoke a cigar, that people think that like a cigar is a gigantic cigarette. And so It's like, oh my God, you're smoking 3 packs of cigarettes fucking like at the same time. That's exactly if one cigarette is X amount of damage, then 3 packs of cigarettes within a 30 to 35 minute period is fucking even worse.
Yeah.
You're not inhaling it, right? Like there's all this kind of thought to it that doesn't normally go into what somebody who wants to be outraged. But I don't know. It's kind of the same thing with the vape pods, where you see the one vape pod contains 4 packs or 4 cases of cigarettes, and it's like, yeah, that's the point. Is that like you're not smoking it all at once. like it's kind of like an advertisement. Like, oh wow, would you like 4 cases of cigarettes like in one tiny little thing that you could smoke whenever you want?
Yeah, I guess the thing that is weird was because I remember those cigar videos when they launched. Oh,
found it.
Yes, man.
Got it. It's in Winamp.
When the cigar videos launched the first time, I remember they underperformed at launch, but they did very, very well in SEO. In fact, if you just go to YouTube and type in cigars, on the very first page, you'll see Understanding Cigars from the Modern Rogue at 1.3 million views. So I think it's one of those things where it's like it's underperforming at launch because like if it's not your thing, you're not going to watch it. If it is your thing, you're going to find it. There you go. Yeah, Understanding Cigars. In fact, oh wow, above that is the new one. But it's a niche, man. People either love them or hate them.
Yeah. I think they're really cool.
I do too. And that's one of the weird things where it's like I might feel compromised or weird about it, except for like both me and Jason, and I don't know how much we've talked about it, but you know, Jason doesn't drink anymore. So I really enjoy having some kind of vice with a process.
A ritual vice.
Yeah. Right. Like it emotionally means something to me to sit and have a cigar with somebody. And I don't know. I dig it a lot.
No, I mean, man, I don't even know where I first got into cigars. Like, the first time I remember being emotionally excited about it was some hurricane. I was living in Florida, and we went to a casino because it was my buddy's birthday, and I won $300 on a nickel slot machine, and I immediately cashed it out. And I was like, fucking, congratulations. Turns out that I'm the best person ever. And fucking now I get to buy all my friends drinks. And I mean, I had to be in my early 20s. I'm probably 23, 24 at this point, right? And I'm just like, cool. Fucking like, I'm drinking whatever I want. And you want to know what? I'm smoking a cigar. And so I fucking ordered a cigar from the cigar menu. All my friends immediately bled me dry because I'm like, hey guys, let's make this last. And fucking they all point as high as they fucking can. Like it's, you know, the fucking three kings following the fucking star to Bethlehem to the top shelf to get their drinks. But yeah, that was the first time that I can remember being like, oh, cool. I get what a cigar is. A cigar is a relaxing time. It is an hour that I'm in a certain place, or if I'm walking around, that I'm doing like a constitutional. And I kind of feel like in our modern world, ritual breathing, even if on some level it involves smoke, is very healthy for me. Like I kind of feel like it brings me peace on some level.
Yeah. Well, and it's a weird thing to say, but it's like, if you, I don't know, cigars are a bridge. I have multiple friends that I used to drink with, and several of them have decided to be sober or whatever. And cigars are a bridge to have a ritual that it's still easy for me to have a thing to do with them that isn't the old thing that's off the menu for them and instead is a new thing. So in a weird way, from a relationship perspective, they seem very healthy. And I was thrilled to find out that, you know, keep them to under 2 a day, which to me sounds excessive. but you know, that they're relative to, you know, cigarette smoking, which of course is a totally different animal where you're inhaling stuff and all that. I'm very thankful.
That was the other thing, is that as soon as I realized, because I've never been a cigarette smoker in my life, like,
right.
So that's not something that I've ever really had interest in or I've wanted to do. The most time that I've ever smoked cigarettes is that I have a nasty habit that when I've gotten very drunk, I tried to convince my friends who smoke cigarettes that I am now going to be into smoking cigarettes so I can shittily smoke their cigarettes and waste them. And it is like, it is a troll job that has never failed. They always hand me cigarettes. I always smoke them shittily. And then I say, oh, I can't smoke them. Give me another one, just so I can literally fucking waste their cigarettes because I want to be a dickhead. But other than that, like, cigar smoking is pretty much it. Like that was it. And because it, to me, is just a fundamentally, it's a different process. Like it's a different physiological reaction.
Yeah, there was a hot minute that I wanted to get into cloves because I love the smell. Like I love being around people smoking cloves, that smell of just burning leaves or whatever. But
Oh,
then
but I'm just realizing that I did that exact move to Jed. So just know, Jed, you are one of a long lineage of my best friends that I've done that to.
I'm being called out saying, now who's goth? To be honest, that was part of my like, you know what? I'll just hang around people who likes clove cigarettes. Although the other night, like, man,
Although cloves are similar in that you don't inhale, right? Do you inhale cloves?
I mean, to be honest, like the two times I've ever had a clove cigarette in my hands, I just basically held it and then put it in my mouth to hold it in my mouth. I basically used it as personal incense, right? Where I just enjoyed the smell, and that was it. Although for the first time, there was some night, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody had here in Texas. I don't know if they're much of a thing in California where the real stuff is legal, but in Texas, they have these hemp cigarettes. Have you seen these?
Oh God. Oh wait. Oh yes. No. I do know about the
Hempette.
I know that there are the herbal cigarettes. That's what like everybody on Mad Men is all. They're all smoking herbal cigarettes.
Well, so these are just straight up cigarettes filled with.
Oh, holy shit! Holy shit! These were all over Italy.
Wait, these are?
Yes, because weed is illegal,
Right.
but hemp cigarettes apparently are not, because I saw those all over fucking Italy.
So I don't know, like is there anything to them or?
Yeah, it's O'Doul's for weed.
Yeah.
They have no nicotine, no tobacco, and 0.03% THC. You might as well smoke printer paper.
Yeah.
Okay. I
But it-
perceived that I was experiencing something, by which I mean I don't remember much after I was handed a hemp cigarette.
Does hemp have CBD? Hemp doesn't have CBD.
Yeah, it does. It's very rich in that.
May have
Did
just
you
been
have?
CBD.
Did you have? How limber were your fingers?
What's that?
How limber were your fingers?
I mean, we had just had some whiskey. Should have been a normal evening on rails. Don't remember much after somebody handed me one of those.
Yeah.
And it was a branded thing. It wasn't like, some mysterious homegrown, home rolled whatever. And I was like, wow, wild night last night. I think I had a good time. Keep an eye, like maybe there is something in that old silk hat they made a hemp cigarette out of.
I mean, I've never fucked with them, so I cannot speak to personal experience. But as they are advertised,
but like the CBD is in that weird space where like I don't know, it was at a gas station. They had some kind of CBD infused soda, and I'm like, all right, garbage, horseshit, fake, whatever. But
I mean that's literally what the limber fingers thing was about, right?
yes, but on the flip side, I've only messed with it twice, but like we had the sponsor Feals, FEALS.com /rogue in case but we did as kind of the ad read like CBD, it's a thing. You know what I like about them is they hold your hand and they have a phone number you could call to talk to an expert and all that stuff. Let's put this tincture under our tongues. And I did the lowest dosage of the Feals, and damned if an hour later I was like, "Ooh, I could go for a nap," right? And then,
Which is one of the things on the box.
Correct. And then on the week, like a week later, I wasn't feeling. I don't know, feeling a bit under the weather, and so I was like, well, let me do this one that they gave us the bigger container of, which was like the medium dosage, and slept all day long, slept all night, slept everything. And I'm like, this appears to be a substantial, tangible, very real effect that I'm having from this CBD tincture.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get a little CBD lightsaber or something. It sounds like for someone who has sleep issues, CBD maybe helped you out a lot.
Yeah, I'm doing better on sleep. It turns out the biggest thing on sleep is prepping yourself, being in a good enough headspace when you wake up in the middle of the night. It's not a sentence to lay there with your head spinning in a coffin or whatever, but instead to lay back and just think how rad everything is, and then all of a sudden you get bored with counting all your blessings and then you fall asleep.
Mm-mm.
So don't sleep in a coffin. Hot tip.
Well, by the way, that coffin thing, that's part of the reason that Bonnie and I don't sleep in the same room. Number one, she likes to sleep in a fucking oven. I don't understand it. Number two, I snore. Number three,
the hot sleep, baby, tonight.
Number three, I love to flop around, which her being a very light sleeper, she doesn't appreciate. But so like what would happen is I would wake up and I would think, be courteous, don't flop around, don't move. Also, don't snore if you do fall asleep or whatever. And so I would just be. It was like being trapped in a coffin.
Gotcha.
So now it's pretty rad. We just flop around wherever.
Can I share things? So I mentioned in the pre-show a little bit about my new apps, but I also
Do you have an app that reminds you to smoke weed every day?
But maybe a month or so ago, I went on Amazon and bought a little thing of NFC tags.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I have a couple of those around the house. And so I tap one at the light switch by my door, and it turns on the hue lights, or it toggles. Like it's actually fun to try to code up the shortcut automation things in iOS, because there's kind of like a lot of detail you can get into.
Sorry, when you say tags, these are things that activate other things, or things that are the keys to activate
No,
them?
I hold my phone up to it.
And it automatically talks to whatever app.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I have one on the light switch in my bedroom because I don't do much during the day in the bedroom except sleep. So I have it set to where I can turn the lights off in the living room, turn the Apple TV to sleep, and then even turn the timer on the sleep timer on my podcast app on, because I usually listen to podcasts at night.
Right.
And man, like, I want to find even more uses for NFCs beyond lights, because lights are like, it's easy, right? They got the Philips Hue, you got the HomeKit stuff, hit a thing, make a scene. But like I spent like an hour today making an automation app so that I could hit a button on my home screen and it could ask me what I wanted to set a reminder for, and it would give me a couple of different like lengths of time when it should remind me, like an hour or 4 hours or something. All without like having to go into the reminders app and go into the list and start the thing and then hit the I button to set the time. Like it was really fun, like coding that thing. And it's really cool seeing sort of the visual of like, here is just all the stuff in order, all your code basically. And you make variables and stuff. It was really neat. And it makes me, I really dig the shortcut stuff. That's what it's built in the iOS, is the Shortcuts app. It makes me think that there's a lot of really cool stuff there that is yet to be like thought of,
So, but in this case, you have to personally set up all of the if-then aspects of everything.
I did it in that case, in this situation.
Because when I'm starting to see...
But you can share them now. So there's like a link on my Twitter where you can download that thing and put it on your own phone.
Yeah, I think the big step will be when iOS gets a little bit more bold about just saying like, hey man, we get it. It's about time for you to go to bed. Mm-hmm. We know you like this. We're going to do like it's the automaticicness that I think will be the big leap on that.
This is the Brian Brushwood future that I always recoil from, because because you always imagine the utopian version where it's right. And I always imagine the awkward version where I'm like constantly just telling it, no, stop it. No, I don't want to do it now. Like, I know I should, but I'm not. Life happens. Like there's a different like thing that's happening right now.
Well, and then there's the unfair counter response of like, well, if they're doing it right, it won't be at the wrong time, et cetera, et cetera. But
you can start to see some of that with Siri suggestions on the phone. They don't surface as much as I think they should, because sometimes they're good.
No, well, and we've
apps.
talked about it because like it hasn't quite figured out that we own this property. So instead, it's like, don't you want to go to the bar right next to this property? It's about the time that you usually go to the bar that's near this property.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not where I'm going. Fine.
And that may be a thing where like you have to set the work thing on your contact card to this address. Because I had to do that for a minute.
Again, like if I have to do anything, then I am hoping that as facial recognition gets better, it'll figure out. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, AI is going to get not only really almost perfect at recognizing all the faces and all the photos, it will also algorithmically figure out what are seminal moments in your life. Like AI will figure out, I know that you went to Dragon Con 10 years in a row, and I know this is the first time you went, and I know you met so-and-so, and these are the 3 other times you saw them, and I know that this person passed away, and I wanted to make this movie retrospective for you or whatever.
I feel like that kind of stuff is in the personal AI revolution. Like what we have always seen, or what we know of AI now, are server-side AI for another company that by and large wants to mine all of what you're doing for, ad sales purposes. What I think we really want, or at least for us to trust it, is for us to think of an AI like we would a television in the 50s. Or like the first car that you got, where it's like, no, you want to know what? I want to drop a little bit of money, and I want to have something that I know is mine, and I know will evolve with me, and I can tell it, like you can tell it to do exactly what you want to do. Where it's like, no, you want to know what? I want the full fucking nanny state for me. I want the like when I should be waking up, when I should be going to sleep, who I need to talk to, who I haven't talked to. I'm going to give you full access to my phone records, to all personal photos, to my own social media records and data. You give me all of that, because that is something that will guide my life in a positive way. I'm going to get better. And when it's not perfect, I'm going to put in the effort to make it better. Whereas I think the way that a lot of people think of AI, and I'm guilty of this, is like, oh, okay, it's going to be, the first part of like the Patton Oswalt joke about his TiVo. Remember the TiVo Patton Oswalt joke where he's like watches one Western movie, and then the next day his entire TiVo is filled with horse documentaries, because he's like, you like horsies for you. You get all the horsies. I recorded all the horsies for you.
I will say that the current version of that is the Google News feed, because it has a little section that says recommended for you. But unfortunately, whatever that algorithm is, it's only picking it from what I click on in the recommended for you. So apparently, so it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. So now it's always 3 fucking stories. It's Pete Buttigieg, marijuana legalization, and Elon Musk. That's all that shows up and recommended for me. And I'm like, I'm not particularly obsessed about any of these, but or a Rick and Morty fucking listicle think piece or whatever. Yeah. That's it. That's all I get in my recommendations.
And now I know do you still do the like incognito mode for Google News to beat that? Because the solution would be to use Google News and not click the recommended stuff.
This is the section that is specifically tailored for me. So, that section doesn't exist when you're in incognito mode, because it has no history to work from.
But I guess
I feel like everybody should share these. Any Google News user, please share your.
In fact, here let's play this game right now. Here, I'm going to go to news.google.com.
I'm just saying. I think
while you're doing this, the gens is drag queens, video games, and housing prices. Sorry
for
to step
you. Federal marijuana legalization is a lock, but how? When? Second, what is Rick and Morty's talking cat secret?
Don't ask
Next,
questions.
Engadget, NASA unveils the most powerful rocket ever built, and then Marvel TV to shut down. Current series folded into Marvel Studios.
Oops.
What about you?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't really use Google News, but I can try.
That would only make it more interesting to see what it wants to give you.
All right, here we go.
Beyonce had the ultimate mic drop when she was asked about her fluctuating weight. Republican Representative Ted Yoho of Florida will not seek re-election. Sony's State of Play thing today. Jobs numbers. Animal Kingdom closing in January.
Where is all right? So I have Spotlight.
So there's a
Where
for
is-
you.
Yeah, there's
on the
headlines.
left
You
side.
scroll down, and before US is where it says for you.
For you. Okay, here we go. Fucking goddamn it. Watchmen's post-credit scene answers one important question. Andrew Yang qualifies for PBS NewsHour Politico debate. WWE star suspended for wellness policy violations. And masked moviegoers interrupt showing of No Safe Spaces documentary police called.
Oh,
Which certainly I've watched.
I mean, okay. All of a sudden, maybe I'm thinking they do have our numbers.
I mean, yeah, because I do not fuck with Google News, and yet that is definitely feeding off cookies. Because yeah, I certainly obviously Andrew Yang was something that was a big story, big political story today. There's plenty of shit that I fucking click around on Watchmen, certainly wrestling, and I actually watched the fucking trailer for No Safe Spaces because I didn't know whether or not it was a comedy. I was like, wait, Adam Carolla is doing this documentary? Is it like a comedy? And then it turns out it's not.
I
definitely
actually
just
know
a-
nothing about this. What's the story on that one?
I really don't even want to talk about it because
Okay.
I don't even know about anything about it. But like, yeah, it's a one of them conservative documentaries about how the world is ending.
Why is this news lady upset that her ass got slapped? It seems to me I'm reverse John Stossel.
No,
I'm Ston Jossel.
it's
Ston
the
Jossel.
whole like I don't know.
You guys want to do
Liberal.
some outtakes from the game?
Sure.
Yes, I got like one in me, but then I gotta go, man. I'm
Okay.
fucking.
Well, okay, here we go. This I think will be a good one because I think it'll. Can you do two? Can we do two really quick?
Let's
Two.
go two. Let's go
Okay.
two. Yeah.
Batman or Superman? Go. Who has the most FetLife listings? Batman or
Oh,
Superman?
Man,
shit.
more people want to fuck Batman.
I'll go Superman.
It's Batman. 733 to 118.
Yeah, dude. You know why? Because nobody wants to be fucking killed with bullet sperm. Pow, 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 pow.
Says
Well,
you.
I mean that, and also like, come on, where is some fucking fetish shit more likely to happen? In the fucking Fortress of Solitude, or a cave with a bunch of bats flying around?
It depends. Are you talking about production or consumption? Because I think it gets produced in one place and consumed in a Fortress of Solitude.
All right,
boy.
here we go. The ultimate nerd porn thing: Star Trek or Star Wars.
Oh, Trek. Trek has so much repressed sexual tension. Everybody wants to fuck because they're locked in a sub, and they all want to fuck because there ain't nobody else who doesn't have plastic shit on their forehead.
But now
no.
it's not about think pieces about who's horny in the show. It's about
Yeah, because by the
users.
way, you want to know what else Star Trek has? About 1/5 the fucking user base of Star Wars. So I'm gonna go Star Wars.
Nah, problem is Star Wars is filled with inherently unsexy people. Nobody wants to fuck a Jawa. Nobody wants to fuck a Mohammed Nadon. Nobody wants to fuck maybe a Twi'lek.
Excuse me. We're talking about FetLife. Literally, if anybody wants to fuck anything, it's on this site. This is the site that you go to if you want to fuck any man or a Star Wars creature.
Man, if it's Fet Life, we got to listen to Fet's Jet. or Fet's Vet. God damn it.
Fet's Vet.
Fet's Vet. Do you know that song, Bryce?
I don't know.
Wait, you don't know Fet's Vet?
I don't.
Boba.
Type in Fet's Vet.
One at a time.
VETTE, and then give us the answer. But we have to be listening to. There we go.
Oh, this is the MC Chris song.
Oh, look! Press a button on your Death Star.
Yes.
Goddamn right.
I have to. There you go. Will it play? Can you please play some?
There it is. God, this shit's so old it's new.
Where is it? Is it mine? Is it quiet? Does it start off quiet?
No. There it is.
All right, Star Wars at 1,407. Star Trek 895. It's Star Wars.
Triumphant. All right, crank it up and take us out. You win, Justin. You win the world. Here's your anthem.
Yeah, bitch.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be back another time with more stuff. Bye.
Yeah.